Hi everyone, welcome to my assistive technology resource video. Um, I'm a speech language pathologist by trade, so I picked, three of my categories to be more based about speech therapy. So I'm really excited to share those. But, here are my categories. I picked what every SLP must know about AT, alternative communication systems, um, alternative input devices, low-tech devices, and then apps and AT. So I'm just going to go into them each a little bit. I'll start here with what every SLP must know. Okay, so I kind of came up with 10 things that every SLP must know about AT and then found some research or a website to go along with it. One of my favorites is this number 10, AT is not one size fits all. So I actually found an article that was all about assistive technology for students with multiple disabilities. And as you know, students with multiple disabilities are never alike to each other. Every single one of them is different, and so every single thing that we, use as assistive technology is going to be different for them. Close out of that. And so each one has, something to go with it. Collaborative effort. I found an article about, working with the teacher and the OT and maybe the PT and thinking about what's best for the student, not just like going off of a product Okay. So next, I'm going to go to alternative input devices. This is actually one of my favorite pages, and I did learn about some new switches. I love switches a lot. They're really cool to me. And I just included a few. The first one was the candy corn proximity switch. So this is a really cool switch that you don't have to touch. You just get close to it and it'll activate. Let me just go to that page. And then for each one of these switches, I included a link to the website where you can buy it. So most of them are through AbleNet. So you can either buy it or just find out more information. Like the candy corn switch also has a little version. So if that's something you didn't know, you could find it out. And go down, and I also have some really cool ones. Like the joystick switch, this is something that's cool and you might not have thought of, but you can control essentially 4 different items with just one switch. All right, next, low-tech devices. So this was a page that was a little out of my comfort zone. It was more, things that maybe the OT would suggest for use for assistive technology, excluding this eye gaze board here. But maybe some of these things might be used in the classroom, like a visual timer a teacher might use a lot. And there's all sorts of them. So I linked to a page that has, 20 different kinds. And there's those classic visual timers. Ooh. There's the little ones that kind of look like a lava lamp. You turn it over and the bubbles drip down. So there's a bunch of different kinds. Not sure why they're not popping up here. And then things simply highlighters and post-its can be low tech. All right, next we have apps and AT. This is a really cool section. I found a bunch of apps that, I either use at school with some of my students or that maybe I've just seen other people using. Seeing AI is a really cool one. It, will describe the world around you. So if you hold it up to, a person that's been defined in the system, it can read it and say, like, here's so-and-so. It's really good for people who are visually impaired. And the website just lists a bunch of things it can do. So there's things like that. And then things, simply FaceTime is a popular app that most of us have and can be good for maybe people who use sign language, who are deaf or hard of hearing. So even things as simple as that. And then my favorite section, alternative communication systems. You know, being an SLP, I love AAC and kind of, you know, helping people communicate. So I have everything from, you know, the basic low-tech systems like PEX or Pod. So let's just open up this PEX page here. All right, that's taking a really long time, so never mind that. All right, how about LAMP? LAMP is a high-tech device, but, you know, I linked to their website where, you know, it has other language systems that they sell. You can talk to their consultants, gives you a basic overview of LAMP, and even gives you a nice board that you can download for yourself to print out. Going down a little further, we have some mid-tech devices like the GoTalk or the ProxTalker. Really cool as well. And then even things like Proliquo for text, which would be good for somebody who doesn't need a symbol-based system and might be able to type or use kind of the pre-stored messages. So that is my resource site. I really liked this project. I thought, you know, it really helped to get to know some of the things that you're not necessarily comfortable with, like these low-tech devices that maybe would fall under more of the occupational therapy realm. But I also just really liked having everything in one spot, especially these alternative input devices. There are so many different kinds that it's nice to just have them in one. So it's really nice that I'm just able to go to my site now and click on it and say, oh, well, I can use this, you know, switch with a student or versus this other one. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my video, and I am looking forward to seeing everybody else's sites.